What's up, Quakes fans? Welcome back to another episode of Tectonic Takes. I am Abram. I'm going to be your host today, along with my co-host Devon. Devon, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Season's approaching. Looking forward to what's to come. But the season itself and the team itself is not necessarily the primary focus of today's podcast. Abram, would you
No,
like to take forth?
yeah, but first I wanted to mention, you're wearing Nico's jacket? Nico's
I
wearing your
am.
jacket. Does it stink?
No, it does not stink. Actually,
No.
it might after several gym uses. I just
Oh
went
my
to the gym
god.
with this today,
Oh my god.
and it's actually really funny because like people think I'm an Earthquakes player, so they don't walk up to me, but they just look at me like, "Why is an Earthquakes player here at Fitness 19, aka Vim and Vigor?"
Yeah, I bet if I put it on, I don't think anyone would think I'm an Earthquake player.
Well, the funny
Um.
thing is, like, I got his jacket, his like
Mhm.
rainproof jacket, and then I also have Eric De La Cerda's light green one too.
Oh,
That's like my
nice.
favorite, but it's a little too short on my body.
It would fit me
So,
perfectly. um, but yeah, you alluded to this being a special episode. So our guy Hameen has come up with another survey to talk about our preseason thoughts. Um, Again, big props to Hameen. I know he's watching. Big up Hameen, he's the goat. So we're gonna go through the questions today, and we were both gonna go through them together, but Devin as soon as it came out, just went through and completed it. Probably one
I
of the
got too excited
people.
and jumped the gun. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally forgot that we were going to do this, and I was working when it came out. So I should have, said something, but, we're here now, and I'm going to take the quiz. I'm going to read out the question to you, and then we're going to, kind of discuss the answers a little bit. So the first
For sure.
question, it says, let's start out with a simple one. Tommy Thompson. That's it. And then I get multiple choice. I get to say yeah, yay or nay.
I'll
I'm
put it on
saying
the screen. I'll put it on the screen for context. But
that would be
yeah,
very
go
helpful.
ahead.
I'm putting yay, and I'm not putting yay for the reasons of I want Tommy to be a starter. I don't really want him to touch the field. I just like Tommy, Um, And I mean, we really thought that it was last year was going to be his last year, and that he would go, somewhere else, and maybe help another team out, because we don't really rely on Tommy anymore. He's not our starting right back anymore, believe it or not. Uh, but he's such a cool guy. And I know that's not why you sign soccer players, but I just can't physically press no to Tommy Thompson. If that makes sense,
It does.
I
It
hope
does,
so.
and I agree with you. I like. I'm in the same boat as you, and I know a lot of other fans kind of might disagree, but Tommy Thompson really is a cool guy. He's a character off the field. He does so much for San Jose. It's just he's not the player that we need, you know.
Yeah,
And that's the beauty of this question is that it's open to interpretation.
right.
Whether you like him as a player, whether you like him as a person or whatnot, it's yeah.
It doesn't say, "Do you want Tommy to
That's all I can
play?"
really. I don't want to say too much.
Yeah,
That's all I can really say. I don't want to say too much because you haven't taken the quiz yet. So
but the question is Tommy Thompson, and I said yeah. Okay, next question. Which of our 2024 new signings are you most excited for? We have Preston Judd, William Yarborough, Alfredo Morales, Victor Costa, Bruno Wilson, Amal Pellegrino, Jamar Ricketts, Bolaru, and he forgot Lynch.
what do you
Though
mean for Lashe?
for Jamar Ricketts, yeah. The previously when this survey first came out, Jamar Ricketts' picture was just a picture of Fataya Lashe, and that
And it
wasn't
wasn't
Hameen's
Hameen's
fault.
fault. It wasn't Hameen's fault. There was a picture of Fatai Lashe, and the description says Jamar Ricketts signs for the Earthquakes or is
Yeah,
drafted for the Earthquakes. So
and
he only got what was on Google.
I don't think Hameen was a fan when Fataya Lashe was on the team. He
Yeah.
is a relatively new fan who moved to the area. But anyways, the signing I'm most excited for is got to be Amal Pellegrino. There is no question about that. He had what, uh, 20 plus goals and 20 plus assists, I believe. Is that correct? Last
Yeah,
season?
out of 60 games, I think he had like 50 something, 50 something goals and assists,
It's crazy.
or
He
61.
has insane numbers. I don't know the exact numbers. That's not what this episode's about. But we're saying Amal Pellegrino because I know that
It's
he's
impressive
33.
enough to almost drool over.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even though he's 33 years old, it's still like he did that at 32. Like I don't. There's not much difference, you know.
Right. And two
And
seasons in a row as well, you know.
right, exactly. So I'm
That's
gonna
tough.
say Amal Pellegrino. Though I don't think Jamar Ricketts or Bolaru or Lynch are signed, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to see at least Jamar being signed to the first team.
I
Um,
agree.
Next question. Which of our 2024 re signings extensions are you most excited for? Tommy Thompson, Rodriguez, Jack Scan, Carlos Acapo, Daniel Muni, Michael Valdesimo, Jackson Newell, Zenny Buddha, Will Richmond. Okay. Gotta be Rodriguez, right? There's not really much question there. There's some people who really like to hate on Rodriguez, as we saw from the results of this quiz, um, calling him like I don't know what they said, but one of the worst center backs in the league.
I
Uh,
have the responses. We can
okay,
discuss that when you're done.
oh sure, sure. Um, but no, he is one of the MVPs of this team. I think he could be top three, top four players in this team,
Yep.
behind Espinosa, Daniel. It's probably him up next for most people. So yeah, he's been
Yeah, I'm torn.
amazing. Good.
I'm torn between, you know, Carlos Acapo and Rodriguez, but like as big of a fan I am of Jack Skahan, I think Jack Skahan might be a very very close third choice here in this group.
Yeah,
He did score against he did score preseason already in the very first game. He was the open scorer of 2024, which we've already discussed in the past podcast. I don't want
right.
to keep repeating myself, but
Hey, fine.
um, yeah, Carlos Acapo shined for his country while he was away from the Quakes, and now he's back with the first team, and he's already looking impressive with us. But it is hard to beat the Rodriguez numbers for sure.
You can hear the
Um,
planes, right?
I did hear the plane. Yes,
Isn't that ridiculous? It's
someone just wants to make known that they're there.
yeah, they wanna be featured on the Tectonic Takes podcast. It is way too late at night for these planes to be flying around, but we move. No, I totally agree. I think of these, I think Jack Scan's probably my third as well. Carlos Acapo is an essential player to this team. I probably would have put him fourth or fifth in top performers of last season. Um, but you have to say it's Rodriguez. We signed two new players with him in mind. We wouldn't sign Bruno Wilson or Victor Costa if because the whole thing around them is that they speak Portuguese, and who are they going to be speaking with? Rodriguez and Daniel. So
Yep.
I think that's pretty clear. Also, Buddha, I'm a big Buddha fan, so I'm glad he's there, but it's Rodriguez. That question: who will be the breakout player of 2024? Okay, we have Nico Chikaris, Usani Buddha, Jack Scan, Edwin Mendoza, Michael Baldissimo, Will Richmond, Danny Mooney, Casey Wall. Oh my God, Preston Judd, Oscar
That's a lot of
Verhoeven, Jamar
choices here.
Ricketts, Bolaru. What's that?
I said there's a lot of choices here.
Oh yeah, I'm spoiled for choice here. So it's hard to say that it's going to be Nico, because I think that he's already kind of like a regular player in the team, and I think that he's going to have a
Yeah, he's
similar
already
role.
broken out.
Yeah, I think last season, maybe you could even say the season before when he was playing at the Galaxy in Seattle, and making huge plays at 17. That was his breakout season, but that's our interpretation. You can take it either way you want. I think Verhoeven will have a breakout year. I think that him making it on the field will be considered a breakout because you don't usually take risks at right back or left back, and he started two preseason games this Coachella, and for me, I always thought that of the three homegrowns, Verhoeven, Medina, and Mendoza, he was going to come out first because he's the most physically developed he's the most able to keep up the pace with the first team. And
Right.
he didn't stand out in particular in preseason, in my opinion. I didn't get to see every game, but he's a right back, so you're not really looking for a lot from him. Although he did make a really good opportunity, I heard, in the last game that they played. So that's
Yeah,
a
so
big deal.
the last stream game versus Charlotte, I think he had the best pass of the game, and it was a through ball to I believe either Skayan or Jibo. I think it was Skayan though.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I would love to see that because he was, kicking ass for Quakes too, and I'm really happy to see Lucci notice. So, but I don't know if he's going to be the breakout because I think I predict about 3 to 4, maybe 5 appearances for him. Maybe off the bench, and it depends on who gets hurt because we have Marie, we have Acapo, we have Victor Costa. There's a bunch of fullbacks on this team. So Preston
Definitely.
Judd, if he can get like some goals off the bench, I think that is huge. I think that's all we can really ask for our backup striker. And if he starts taking minutes from Jabo, that's crazy. So I'm predicting it would be Judd because he has the most opportunity. He's the second in line. The rest of these guys are kind of like I don't really see it. And Nico, I think is already there where he needs to be. So yeah, I'm saying Preston Judd is my prediction.
Okay.
Uh, what
I think I went with Verhoeven on that one.
Roven, that's a really good choice. I talked about him for like 10 minutes
And then
before
went
going.
with the 30-second Preston Judd. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, the next question: who will be the comeback player 2024? Oh, that's a good question. So we have Benji, we have Tommy Thompson, we have Jackson Yule, and we have Abobasi. So if you score
I
double-digit
have
goals, I don't
I
know
was
if
gonna
you
say
can
I have
like.
some thoughts on Jibo. It's not like he played poorly during the 2023 season.
Yeah.
We've talked about it a lot in that Jibo wasn't given service from the left, but he was given a
Mm,
lot of service from Espinosa's side on the right. Therefore, his numbers weren't as productive as the year prior. Um, so him being a leading candidate for comeback player of the year or of 2024, I don't know, but we hope his numbers do come back to the way it was back in 2022.
yeah. And, in that sense, it makes sense to say that to getting over 15 goals. But I would be kind of mad if like I scored 10 goals in a season and someone's like, maybe next year will come back. Like, geez, what more do you have to do? I mean, score more goals. That's what you have to do. But he didn't have as bad of a year as Benji Kikanovic, who uh, I don't know this for sure, but this is what I've heard from the grapevine is that he had undisclosed injuries throughout 2023. And to me, that was a very bad idea to not disclose them because it made him look bad. It made it look like he didn't want to play. I said he doesn't look like he wants to play, but he's, struggling. He's playing unfit. He was playing unfit. And, if I had known that, it'd be so obvious. Looking back, you could tell that he wasn't 100% mentally or physically. Um, and there was so much speculation around that. But now that I know that he was hurt, that's why I'm gonna have to give it to Benji because we also have to consider that his main competition, Mullet Man, is gone. You know, um, and it was really frustrating for Benji in 2022, where he would pull out great performances, and then we still put in Mullet Man, we're still putting Cade Cowell, no
Mullet
matter what.
man.
I mean, I'm not one to talk. I have the same hairstyle. Actually, when I go to the barber, I show Kate Cowell because I just, you know. But
It is
no,
what it is.
yeah, this is what it is. Benji had an unfortunate year last season. So I think that he's the most primed to make a comeback because of the disparity between what he can do and what he did last year.
He's already
Um,
bagged a couple goals, if not at least one goal
he
during the
bagged
preseason so
a
far. He's
penalty.
looking really good. He's looking
Yeah,
really good. Oh no, he
yeah.
also bagged a header too.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah. You're right. He scored
yes,
the off the Espinosa cross against New York City, right?
yeah. So he's a leading goal scorer in preseason for the Quakes.
Yeah, I think so. Jack Scan scored 2. Um, he scored
That's
1,
crazy.
and then he scored 1 in another closed door friendly. I think. I could be wrong.
Hearsay.
Next
Hearsay.
question. Sorry, where are we at?
Comeback player of 2024. The question
No.
after that.
Yeah, so comeback player was Benji. Next question. Reportedly, the Quakes will receive an initial $4 million in transfer fee, plus add-ons, and a 20% sell-on clause for Cade Cowell. Do you think in the long term this was a good deal for the Quakes, good deal for Cade, bad deal for the Quakes, good deal for Cade, uh, good deal for the Earthquakes, bad deal for Cade, bad deal both ways? Um, I think it's good for both parties. I think that Cade needed a new environment. Um, we wanted to see him go to Europe, and no one is denying uh, or glossing over the fact that the expectation we had of him was to go to Europe, maybe Bologna, and do stuff there. Whether he played well or not, we wanted him to go to Europe and try and prove himself there. And so a lot of people would see it as a, lateral move to stay in a league that's like still better in most people's opinion, but not like leagues and leagues above. Um, so yeah, I think it's a good deal for both because he has to prove himself, and also he's been doing well. He scored 2 goals in the CONCACAF Champions League the other day.
And an assist.
Yeah, and an assist. So 3 goal contribution in that game. And his teammates seem to like him a lot. He's getting along with everyone well. He's a fan favorite already. He's kind of like their Tommy Thompson.
Pinche
Which
perro.
Pinche perro.
exactly, pinche perro. But yeah, I think it's a good deal for both because this is a lot of money. Like this is the highest transfer fee you've ever received. He wasn't performing. There are a lot of people who are disappointed that we let go of our best player. He wasn't our best player. Espinosa was the best player. And the Cade, on the other hand, got 1 goal and 3 assists. That's not what you want from your forward. It wasn't good enough, and he is in a new environment where he can grow. Where a lot of players before him have grown and gone to Europe and done great things. So hopefully he can follow in their footsteps. I wish the best for him. I'm still keeping up with everything he does at Chivas, but yeah, good deal for both parties.
Definitely. Well, there was something that I think that we didn't mention in the last podcast when we talked about Cade is that MLS I think takes like a 25% cut of that transfer fee. They take a certain cut of that transfer fee.
Yeah, I mean every player. I think I watched like a documentary on this. Every player is owned by MLS. Like MLS is like an entity that like owns everything. That's why all the teams have the same, sponsor, or not the sponsor, but Adidas. It's a weird
same
thing.
Everything everywhere.
I am never gonna understand MLS in its entirety.
It's a little secret behind the scenes that no one really gets to understand. Like even Tom Bogert has admitted that in some of his YouTube videos now. He's like, dude, not even I know, and people rely on me for the most information. Like I have to still ask other people like what goes on behind the scenes.
And it changes. So. It continues to change. Like we figure it out, and they're like, all right, get rid of that rule, put in another one. Just change it, keep them on their toes.
It's like the SATs.
Exactly. But next question: Are you optimistic? Sorry, I don't know. I have a lisp all of a sudden. Are you optimistic for the 2024 season? I am. I think that we're going to improve. I think we have better players. I think we have more depth. That's optimism. Simple question, simple answer. I think that we're going to finish higher. I would say we finished in 9th. I had predicted we'd finish in 10th before the season started last year. So I would say 7th. We could go higher than that. Say Amal Pellegrino goes on fire. We could finish 4th, 3rd. We could be pushing for the top end of the table. I'm expecting him to get a fraction of that, maybe like double-digit goals from our left winger would be a huge improvement over last year. Double-digit assists would be insane, and that would mean Jabo would have a better season. Amal is like gonna be a big deal for us, in my opinion. He's gonna make or break this season, and I don't see anything that would make me think that he's not gonna do well. So I'm thinking,
Right.
yes, I'm optimistic. What do you think?
I don't know. I want to disagree with you here,
Yeah,
Abram.
you know
You
why?
know,
It's because he's Norwegian. That's why. That's why.
yeah.
Oh,
No, it's
God.
not even that. I love all Scandinavians, except Swedish. No, I'm just kidding.
We all know that's not
I'm
true.
kidding. We love Swedes and Scandinavians of all kinds. Um, no, I'm not really optimistic yet. I do have a certain aspect of optimism, as we were just talking about Pellegrino and his impact or potential impact. I kind of want to say like expected impact because everyone throws out expected stats. So I'll just say our expected impact of Pellegrino for the team. But I don't really see much happening until we get that designated player camp, as Lucci mentioned in the press conference, which we won't allude to today. But he did
Yeah.
mention that we were pushing for a DP cam, and I don't really think that we're going to settle as a team until we get it. Therefore, I will hold my optimism until we finally collect that player that we really need in the middle.
I think that's fair. I do think that we need that. I don't think that that's up for debate at all. We need a 10, big time, and a good one. Not just any guy. We need a 10. The thing is, though, we are better than we were last season, and that for me is trending towards optimism. So, in the most literal sense, I am optimistic. I don't think that we're gonna get fourth or I predicted seventh. That's not a crazy number. So yeah, my rebuttal would be we're already improved so much, with our new left wing, with our new fullbacks, with our new center backs, uh, and we have depth too. Not crazy depth. We're not super deep, but we do need that missing piece in the center, the heart of the team. We need that. But I don't think that Jamiro Montero was necessarily incredible, and we just need someone to replace that to do as well as we did last season, right? Theoretically. So if the rest of the team is better than we were last season, I think that we should theoretically be better than we were last season. But without that 10, we're not gonna go very far. We might get ninth again, maybe eighth, maybe get that home playing game. But yeah, I agree.
It sounds like we might be in connection with not even just the cam. Like there's other players out there that we might sign, not just the cam. I think Tom Bogert might have alluded to a center back of some sort. So we never know. You never know. We might get more than one guy.
Yeah, that would be dope. I mean, we've already gotten in a lot of guys, so this has been a very active off season. I don't think a lot of people appreciate, how much we're improving, how much we're getting better and better players. We're not getting Messi. I see a lot of people complaining that other teams bring in Suarez and Messi, and we bring in Victor Costa. But it's not the same. It's always going to be. It's always going to be this way as a Quakes fan. You can go support Inter Miami if that's what you want, because that's what they're doing. But we're not going to be doing that.
We promote the game of longevity here.
Oh yeah, no, they're not. Next season they're all
They
going to
they
be in a
might not
retirement home.
even they might not even be roster compliant at the start of this season. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
yeah, we are, if anything, roster compliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Don Garber is like, "Are you sure this is your roster, guys? You're missing a few." Um,
Don't worry, they'll
uh,
change the rules.
where's the other half of this roster? But yeah, what do you expect the goal difference to be for the 2024 season?
Oh, I think we
Uh,
just skipped one. What is your expected result for
oh,
the home opener versus LA Galaxy?
I answered it and then I didn't talk about it. I just like yes. Um,
Oh, okay.
so I didn't like how we looked in preseason. If I'm being honest, there was a lot of issues. The wind wasn't helping, but there's wind, man. Like that's Earth. So I think a tie, and I know that a certain someone is going to be furious about that if we tie in the Discord. But I would like a win for sure. I think that we have what it takes to win, and it's possible that we can lose, but I'm predicting a tie.
Another draw to Lucci's painting.
Yeah, so Lucia's name, put it under his belt.
Which is funny because we've already had like 3 draws in a row for for preseason.
Yeah, something like that. What do you expect the goal differential to be now? Now we're doing goal differential. In 2023, it was 0. It was -4. Um, I think it'll be positive, but not crazy positive. I think that we have a few more goals in us now, and I think our defense hasn't improved. It's stayed relatively. Like, I don't think this new left back, Victor Costa, is much better than Marie. Um, I might be wrong on that. We'll see when he plays. I haven't seen him play, so I can't say much. But his numbers don't suggest that he's, crazy good compared to Paul Marie. So I don't think that we're going to be, improving defensively. I think we're going to be maintaining. So the answer I'm going to click here is 1 to 10, but I think like maybe +3 is optimistic and realistic compared to last season's -4. Do
Okay.
you remember what you picked?
I think yeah. So I put 0 to -9, and I had earlier predicted -4 goal difference, and that was around the time we had the left back rumors, the center back rumors, etc. But I think my realistic expectation here, and I'll say it right now, is -2 on the goal difference list at the end of the season. At the end of regular season, anyway, we will end up with around a -2 goal difference. I just don't see us. I don't see us conceding too much, but at the same time, I don't see us scoring blowout games like we've
Because
done.
you don't like the Norwegian.
We still haven't done in the past.
Because you don't like the Norwegian. You don't think you can do it.
I don't know. I just have that Quake sense in me where I don't want to get my hopes too high,
I'm gonna say something that has no context to the podcast, but Devon is notorious for having wrong predictions, and I'm betting on that because I predict that we're gonna score more. I don't think we're gonna score.
That curse is over since the Kansas City Chiefs game. I did. I predicted Chiefs to win, and they won.
You did.
They did.
Which sucked, by the way.
I tried to make the curse happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What is your expected point tally for the Quakes after the first 5 games? So these ranges are tough. It goes 0 to 3, 4 to 6. I think 4 to 6. I don't think that we get like 5 wins in a row. I think that's insane. I think only last year only St. Louis had that, which is, they had a crazy run. I think 4 to 6 is a good number. I think that's 2 wins in 5 games. I think that's very Quakes. Maybe a win and a draw. That's even more Quakes. So I think 4 to 6 is a realistic amount of points after 5 games.
I would tend to agree here, and I'm going to go on a bold prediction. Again, hopefully we don't get the curse. I know. Shake your head, whatever. But I think we're going to start off a little shaky offensively. We're going to concede a couple early goals, and then we're going to slowly build into that attacking mindset, which we haven't yet done. And I think that'll strike around the 3rd or 4th games when we're going to start scoring more than 2 goals a game. And so with that said, we're going to have a lot of draws. But at the end of my prediction, I will say we'll only have 1 loss. 3 draws and 2 wins.
Okay.
Wait, no, that math didn't add up there.
That's 6 games.
1 loss, 3 draws, and 1 win.
Okay, I can accept that, and I agree. I think that's a good benchmark, honestly. And that comes out to 6 points, I believe.
Yes.
But yeah. Next question: what is your minimum expectation for the 2024 season? I said 7th, right? So I'm gonna go 7th or higher in the Western Conference. I don't think higher, but there's no options for 7th. Only 7th, not 6th, not 8th, 7th. That's not an
This
option.
is your expectation, yes.
Yeah. So I'm
So it's
going
not your
7th.
prediction; it is your expectation for the season.
Oh, 7th. My prediction is
7th.
my
Okay.
expectation.
Fair enough.
I
Fair
think
enough.
that if we don't, because that's barely an improvement really on 9th. There was so little in it last season between like 2nd and 10th. There was so few points in it. I think that we have to improve. And there actually is no option for 8th, so 7th is the closest we can get. I need an improvement. As long as I see improvement, I'm happy. But it has to be growing, like exponential improvement year after year.
Definitely.
Okay, we are almost done. I think it's the last question. Any other thoughts you want to share about the upcoming season? About the team's off-season activity?
This is a custom answer.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say play Verhoeven. Also, Hameen is goated. Yeah, I want to see
That is better
Verhoeven.
than what I put. I put Hameen smells. So
That's funny. And also that you hate Norwegians.
yes, you can put that in your answer. You can put that in your answer. Yes.
Don't say that on the podcast. We don't want all the Norwegian fans to leave. I'm putting in the verifications, but yeah, that is the end of the survey. Do we have a few other things we wanted to discuss before we leave our good Earthquakes fans?
There is one thing that we may or may not leave in here. I don't know, depending on editing. However, the first thing I wanted to get over is Abram has finally collected his first round of media credentials for the season. So congratulations to Abram for now being a media member of the San Jose Earthquakes.
Yeah, you could add applause. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I was realizing, in bed with my girlfriend last night that I am gonna be lost. I've been going to the stadium since opening day, and I'm gonna be allowed to go into the back rooms. You know what I mean? I don't know
Mm-hmm.
anywhere I'm going. Bobby is a busy guy. Ivan, I don't know if he's gonna make it that game. Abel has Telemundo, so it's gonna be me. And you can't come back there yet. We're gonna work on that.
Dude, I can't. I don't think my social media handle will let me get credentials.
That's
to be
true.
fair.
But like I was saying, in the stadium that like I grew up with, I'm gonna be lost for the first time. I'm not gonna know where the heck anything is, backstage. I don't know how to get to the press box, and it's gonna be even worse because my first game with full credentials is gonna be at Stafford Stadium, and so I have to figure out how to get to the press box in there. I don't know, but I'm complaining. Already I just got my credentials. It's been a crazy journey. It's been a crazy journey, and I appreciate all the people that helped me get here because I did not get here alone. Ivan is the one who sent me the link to apply in the first place, so that's who comes to mind first. Bobby, gave me these opportunities on a plate. It was just like, do you want to do this? And I was more than happy to take the opportunity. I want to thank my father as well, who, from the age of 3, instilled soccer in me. I remember he sat me down one day and he had a cassette tape, or a VHS tape, whatever they called it back then in the Bronze era, of Pelé. And he was just like, look at how he nutmegged everyone. He just goes through 3 guys. And I thought that was like the most incredible thing that a guy could do that to other grown men. And then he was my coach my whole life. So I definitely want to shout out to my dad, and all my dad's friends, Pablo, Julie, other Julie, Jamie, yeah, everyone. I can't say too many names on the podcast, but yeah. But thank you, Devin, for bringing this up. You've also been very helpful. We've become very good friends over the course of the last year, a little bit over a year. Devin gave me a bunch of free stuff, and I was like, I like this guy. I want to keep hanging out with this.
And we are continuing to trade free stuff together.
Yeah,
I have an earthquake shovel right next to me that's for Abram. I don't know whenever
awesome.
I'm going to get to see him next, but
yeah,
there's a ton of things that we're trading, including San Jose Earthquakes trading cards. Which
you guys see all the stuff behind Devin. that's not even the full extent of his collection that you can see in his room. It's much grander than that. But yeah, I also want to thank my mom. She won't be happy if I don't mention her. My mom's she was a single mom, raised me, um, you know, and my sister in one house by herself. So and my dad was obviously around, but it was hard because we were separated. So thank you to my mom for helping me out. I'm sorry I didn't say your name immediately, but I sometimes it feels like that's like what's that word, goes without saying, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up because it was a very emotional thing. It's kind of been like processing it over a few weeks that like the team that I love, they're letting me in the back door, and I get to see much more of it, and hopefully it's a great experience. I want to thank Crystal as well for being so supportive, and helping me with all these things, helped me make connections with a lot of people like Jamin Moore. I didn't I wouldn't have met Jamin Moore or any of those guys without Crystal. But yeah, I have too many people to thank. Thank you to the rest of the fan club, as we call it. Yeah, this has been a great journey, and it's literally just started. So
It is
yeah,
it is a big step for you, Abram, and you will continue to grow. And I can vouch for everyone in Tectonic Takes when I say we are excited to see what you can do for this season and for the rest of your life from here on out.
thank you. I appreciate that. That seems like a good place to end the episode if you don't have anything else.
Well, there was one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
If you wanted to go over some of the the fan survey custom
Oh, that would be
answers
great. That
with
would be
us,
great.
I think this would be a great talking point here. So, um, there's there's a couple that stands out. One, the first answer was Fisher needs to spend, which I think we all agree,
He has spent.
especially with well, he hasn't spent much
No,
for this offseason. He has spent.
Leach has spent.
Leach has spent. No, he's helped Fisher decide to spend. I
Yeah.
think, and that's why we love Leach so much because he can do these things. Um, let's see. Next one says, "Let's get to work." I agree. The next one says Lucci needs to stop being such an idiot and use the 3-5-2. I think I know who that came from.
Yeah.
Uh, it seems like we're switching between a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, and we haven't seen the 3-5-2 yet, which this individual is not going to be happy about. Someone gave a compliment and said, I think Leach and the analytics gang are cooking. I'm hoping for 52 points this season. Chris Leach is on the spot as he's been able to sign players and fill the holes in the roster. How well his signings do will go a long way in determining the future for the Earthquakes, which we've just mentioned that, and I completely agree. Like Leach, I don't know. Like we had a conversation on the Discord, and we were like, maybe at some point Leach deserves a statue if he just continues to do what he's been doing. It's weird to give a GM a statue, but with like how good Leach has been cooking in the off-season transfer market, in the summer transfer market, like the fact we brought in Matthew Hoppy out of nowhere. Um, yeah, big up to Chris Leach because I don't know where we would be without him, honestly. Next one says, I pray to God we bring in a Cam.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too. Yeah.
I pray as well. Um, does Lucci know? What does Lucci know?
He probably knows a lot more than we give him credit for. To be fair,
Lucci does know a lot.
he has secrets. That guy has secrets.
Yes,
Not bad
there's a
secrets. I don't
boundless
want
secret.
not like skeletons in his closet. I just mean like about who's coming in, who's leaving. Jesus,
Yeah,
transfer
yeah.
secrets.
Not deep like that.
No,
Um, someone says would love to see more midweek games. Do you agree with that, Abram?
I don't not want to see them. I don't know. Yeah, I like Quakes games. So the simple answer is yes, but only when it's convenient for me.
I mean, you know me, I'm a realistic guy, and I think the realistic answer is financially, no, I do not want to see more midweek games because that doesn't bring such an income to the team.
Oh yeah,
We
that's
get more
true.
sellouts on weekends. And
Yeah,
if we get low attendances during midweek games, then that's just less money the Quakes will be able to acquire. So
yeah,
I will disagree with that. But having a midweek game is kind of fun because then you get to interact with the players more when they go
yeah.
across the bridge and over, kind of like in the Audi lot at the end of each game for signatures and stuff. You get less people that way, so it's
Do
really
you
cool.
do you remember real quick? I know you have a lot of stuff to go through. Do you remember
Yeah.
when Paul Marie just yeeted his shorts off and threw it into the crowd?
Yes.
I want to be
Yeah.
that guy who's soaked Marie shorts just landed on him. I want to be that guy. I want to have those shorts. Those are iconic shorts. Don't tell me you have them. You just pull them out of nowhere. I know you have
Well,
yeah. Show us more of your game one
yeah.
stuff.
So I don't have his shorts.
Okay.
I don't have his shorts. I will humbly admit this. But for our boy Paul Marie aficionado back at home watching this, I
Yeah.
do have his pants.
Nice. Even better.
So that adds to the Jack Skane collection with all the other player worn apparel in here. So yeah, we are collecting and you know, maybe
You're
one
gonna be
day
able to.
maybe one day we can get like a signed jersey from a player and we can do a Tectonic Takes giveaway.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And the new jersey coming out might be perfect for such an occasion.
Definitely. Maybe we'll see black on the back of the jersey.
I
The
hope so.
black numbers.
I
That'd
hope
be
so.
cool.
Yeah.
So next question or slash comment. Hameen seems like a super cool guy who smells really good.
I agree.
I don't know. I
Okay,
never met the man.
Hameen is 6'5", correct? Or 4
I
maybe.
I don't know. I've
You
never
never
met him.
met him, but he said that. So maybe he could be like 5'2". We don't know. We
I'll
haven't met
take your
him.
word for it.
Yeah,
I'll take
he
your
he
word
has
for it.
said that he's 6'5". Shout out to Hameen again. Great guy, tall guy too.
Definitely. Being a Quakes fan is depressing. Yeah, I don't think we need to argue that.
Yep.
I wish John Fisher would go away. Fisher sucks. I hope we sign a number 10. Nico is great, but not yet ready to be a regular starting choice for that role. Also, what's up with the goalkeeper situation? Yeah, we had a couple talks about that in the Discord server.
Yeah, we haven't
We
had a
won't mention
chance.
too much.
We haven't had a chance
Go
to
ahead.
talk about it here. I will say it's a lot of keepers. But remember, we could say what is publicly available.
Definitely.
Mikolai is here on loan. Quakes Epicenter has said that there may be a possibility that he won't take up an international slot, even though he is from Poland. And my theory, no one has told me anything. He could just not play for the first team and be a Quakes 2 thing, and then that could elevate Emmy's game. And then, if he does well, then we buy out his clause, because every loan in MLS has a buy clause after. That's a fact. So that's my theory. We don't know anything more than that, but that could be a possibility, and it's not a bad deal. It is a strange deal, though. I agree. It's kind of weird. But
it's a bit odd to buy another goalkeeper right after signing Yarbrough and the other transactions that we've made already this season. No one was expecting it when they announced it. We all thought it was Pellegrino. In the comments, you can see Pellegrino, and then all of a sudden the goalkeeper's announced, and we're like, "Who's this guy?"
Exactly.
But yeah, even I think Daniel was liking Instagram replies about him leaving the team, and we all got like super suspicious of whether or not he would leave. So I'll leave it up to that.
We won't say more than that, but Daniel is a funny dude. We'll say that.
And I think that's it. That's really it. There's a couple of other comments, but we don't need to discuss those. So I think we can wrap it up there. Any last words, Abram?
I think that the Norwegian is gonna do amazing, despite your curse. And I I'm really looking forward to the season starting. I really miss being at the stadium with you guys. Win or lose, we're going to be there. And I hope that you guys will continue to be there with us. Go Quakes!